Okay, let's unpack this deep dive. Imagine stepping into a journey that's, well, not just across land, but really across time, consciousness, and maybe even the soul itself.
Hmm.
For this deep dive, we've got sources detailing this really extraordinary spiritual circuit, a divine journey from Ayodhya to Kashi, or Varanasi.
Right.
And it's particularly significant during the sacred time of Diwali and Dev Deepawali.
Yes, that timing is crucial.
So our mission today is to kind of pull out the most profound nuggets of knowledge, the insights from these sources, to reveal why this specific pilgrimage is seen as well, a pilgrimage of light and liberation.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how this journey connects these two sort of spiritual poles of Hindu Dharma.
Okay, Pauls, tell me more.
Well, on one end, you've got Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Rama. It embodies Dharma, righteousness, duty.
Right, Dharma.
And then on the other end, there's Kashi, the eternal city of Lord Shiva, and that represents moksha, ultimate spiritual liberation.
Ah, I see. So it's a journey from Dharma to Moksha, symbolically.
Exactly. It's a really profound symbolic arc.
That's a crucial distinction, that connection. And our sources suggest this route, lit up by millions of diyas, those little oil lamps.
During Diwali and Dev Deepawali.
It doesn't just symbolize transformation. It seems to actively, engineer it somehow. Almost like a spiritual reboot button, maybe. Recalibrating your focus.
Yeah, from the external duties.
To internal liberation. Often in surprisingly immediate ways, the sources hint.
Indeed. It's described as a sacred circuit. Every temple, every ghat, those steps down to the river.
Right, the ghats.
Every ritual, every prayer, it becomes a tangible step, closer to the divine.
Okay, so let's start our spiritual mapping then, with Ayodhya, the origin of Dharma.
Makes sense. The beginning of the journey.
Our sources detail that Ayodhya, it's nestled there on the banks of the Sari River, and it's where Lord Ram, the seventh incarnation of Vishnu, returned victorious.
From Lanka, after defeating Ravana.
Yes, his homecoming is exactly what Diwali commemorates, right? The victory of good over evil. But how does that civilizational memory of righteousness, how does it actually manifest for a pilgrim today? Is it just history, or is it something you feel?
That's a great question. Beyond just the historical story, our sources reveal that Ayodhya Deepotsav isn't merely a spectacle. It functions as a kind of living psychological anchor.
An anchor, how so?
Well, every year, this festival lights up the ghats, the temples, with literally millions of oil lamps. They've even set a Guinness World Record.
The aliens, wow.
And doing that, it grounds people in this collective memory, a shared cultural blueprint, if you will, for overcoming adversity. It's apparently a very powerful experience for those singing bhajans, the devotional songs, or performing the Ramayana plays, the Ram Leela. They're reliving these stories of valor, of virtue.
So Ayodhya becomes a living Ramayana during Diwali.
Exactly, a vibrant, active memory of righteousness winning out after struggle.
That sense of collective memory, that triumph, it sounds incredibly powerful. Can you even imagine the logistics, lighting that many diyas? It's a real testament to collective devotion, isn't it?
It really is. And the sources mention some must-do rituals there for pilgrims.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, definitely the Ram Janmabhoomi Mandir darshan, visiting the temple. Also, a holy dip and offering a daya at the Sari River, especially at dawn during Deepotsav. Visiting Hanuman Garhi and Kanak Hawan are also highlighted.
Okay.
And of course, actually participating in that world record Deepotsav. The sources mention cultural programs, laser light events, the whole experience.
That's a compelling start from the origin of duty, of righteousness. But what happens when we shift focus from that duty towards, liberation?
Ah, yes, that's where Kashi comes in, the gateway to liberation.
Right, Kashi. Our sources describe it as a place where time itself seems to dissolve.
Yeah.
And where death transforms into liberation.
It's famously known as the city where Shiva whispers the Taraka mantra.
The liberation chants.
Yes, into the ears of the dying. It's quite a profound image.
It really is.
And another intriguing aspect is how Kashi truly comes alive during Dev Deepawali. That's celebrated 15 days after Diwali.
Okay, so a separate later festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's believed that on this night, the actual gods descend from heaven to bathe in the Ganga.
The gods themselves.
That's the belief. And to welcome them, over 100 ghats are lit with lakhs of diyas, hundreds of thousands. It creates this almost otherworldly spiritual spectacle. Breathtaking, apparently.
Wow. So this whole journey then, from Ayodhya, representing karma, our actions and consequences, and dharma, our duty, to Kashi, which stands for renunciation and moksha, that ultimate liberation, It really is symbolic of an inner journey, isn't it?
Absolutely. Max onto that path from fulfilling worldly duties, doing what's right in the world, to preparing the soul for eternal truth.
And Kashi itself, described as avimukta.
Meaning never forsaken by Shiva.
Right, and it's considered the oldest continuously inhabited city on Earth.
Think about that. It's shaped spiritual thought for millennia. You had saints, scholars, seekers, Adi Shankaracharya, Kabir, all passed through Kashi.
Which does raise that question, doesn't it? How do places like this retain such profound spiritual energy for thousands of years?
It's a deep question. Maybe something about the collective consciousness, the continuous practice.
And the rituals in Kashi sound just as profound. Our sources list quite a few must-dos.
Oh, yes. The Ganga Arti at the Shashwamedh Ghat is almost always mentioned first. That soul-stirring riverside prayer ceremony.
Right, the fire ceremony. Very iconic.
Very. Then there's Kashi Vishwanath Temple Darshan. That's one of the 12 Jyotirlingas.
The sacred Shiva shrines.
Yeah.
Said to liberate you from the cycle of birth and death just by visiting.
Exactly. Also, lighting your own diya during the Dev Deepawali puja, making that personal connection.
Personal offering. Nice.
Early morning Ganga boat rides with mantra chanting floating diyas. That's highlighted too. And visiting Kalbhairav Temple and Annapurna Mandir.
Okay, lots to experience.
And importantly, especially during the Kartik month, that's the Hindu lunar month, usually around October, November, rituals for ancestors are considered particularly powerful in Kashi.
Oh, like Shraddha.
Yes, the memorial rites. And Pinadan, the offering of rice balls, also Rudra Pichek, the worship of Lord Shiva for ancestors. It makes Kashi a vital center for spiritual completion, especially regarding family duties.
So, bringing this all together, what does this journey mean for you, the listener, engaging with this? It's clearly not just about visiting temples, is it? Our sources really emphasize it's a transformative experience.
Yes. They present traveling this path during Diwali or Dev Deepawali as a kind of return, a return to the very source of Indian spiritual tradition. And it actively transforms the festival itself into a path of, well, personal and even cosmic illumination.
So connecting this to the bigger picture, the rituals, whether it's that holy dip in the sari or the Ganga, or offering diyas, meditating near a Jyotirlinga, they're not just actions you perform.
No, they're framed as deeply symbolic acts of inner renewal, designed to shift your internal landscape, you could say.
Right, it's like a symbolic journey of the self, reenacting the soul's path.
From light born in duty, like in Ayodhya,
to light dissolved in the divine, Kashi.
Precisely.
You're essentially witnessing cosmic rituals taking place right here on Earth, made for the gods, as you said. And the energy, the chants, the collective devotion, it apparently elevates human emotion into sacred vibration.
It's like observing a kind of spiritual technology in action, almost.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So every Diwali, most of us light lamps to symbolize victory, right?
Yeah.
But this deep dive suggests maybe considering lighting a deeper lamp, a more profound one, within yourself.
That's a key takeaway. Allow the stories of Rama, perhaps, to shape your ethics, your sense of Dharma. And maybe let the profound silence, the essence of Shiva in Kashi, shape your wisdom, your connection to moksha.
Because ultimately, the sources imply this path isn't about how many temples you tick off a list.
No, it's about how deeply each stop changes you.
Because in the end, maybe we are on this kind of journey. From the home we return to, the place of duty and light like Ayodhya, to the home we never truly leave, the eternal source, which is Kashi. A powerful thought to reflect on, isn't it?